Hello and welcome to the channel and welcome to another Doctor Who reaction. This is season 11 episode 5 and it's called the Tsuranga Conundrum. Thank you very much to Canton 4108 for that fantastic title sequence. I love it. Let's discuss last week's episode of Arachnids in the UK. I've got to admit, I thought it was rather mediocre the first time I watched it, but when I watched it again with a friend, I found I enjoyed it a hell of a lot more for some reason. It's just one of those episodes, I think. The humour desires to be shared. I actually did think the humour was really rather good, especially the Ed Sheeran jokes. And it was generally a fun, low-risk, kind of classic Doctor Who episode. So yeah, definitely better than average. Right, let's get on with questions and comments from last episode. So, Albedo. My only real complaint for this episode from a normal watcher's standpoint is, what exactly happened to the other spiders outside the city? Lots of comments on that one, lots of replies on that one. Good discussion. A lot of you really like spiders and I'm glad of that because I'm a big spider fan. But yes, I agree with Zonda F. Roadster in their reply to that spiders are naturally cannibalistic. They would gradually kill each other one by one and the last one would eventually die of suffocation or starvation. It'd take a long while though. It'd take a bit of while. What are they going to do in the meantime? And some of those spiders were bloody big. To get to the size that they need to be to die of suffocation, they could still cause a hell of a lot of trouble. So yeah, there was a little bit unresolved there, wasn't it? Patrick Doss. One thing I'm enjoying in this season is Chibnall's sense of slow burn, allowing us to get to know the companions better. Hoping that they stick around for a while. I actually do hope they stick around for a while. I like them all. Yaz is still a little bit of a mystery to me. I know the Arachnids in the UK were supposed to give us some idea of who she was, and I really like her dad. Her dad's funny. But I still don't really feel as though we've got to know Yaz that much. And even Ryan seems, at this stage, a little bit two-dimensional. But it's early days, and I really do hope they stick around for maybe into the next season as well. As for Chibnall's sense of slow burn, yes, he is famous for this. Did this in Power of Three. To be quite honest, to quite good effect. And he did it in some of his Torchwood episodes. I think it works sometimes. That's all I'm going to say. It works sometimes, it doesn't work in other places. And I really do hope that he doesn't utilise this technique in every single episode, because we do need some fast, hit the ground running sort of episodes. Right, Glather. I'm sorry, I have not pronounced that right, but I should have learned your name, but I should have learned how to pronounce your name by now. I remember your comments from previous Doctor Who reactions in previous seasons. I honestly don't understand this reincarnation's moral compass. I think you mean incarnations. Moral compass. Is she really against shooting murderous spiders, but fine with watching them suffocate or locking them in a room where if they don't suffocate at first they'll starve to death? Yeah, I'm a little bit confused about her moral compass as well. Like every time she's rallied against weaponry, in the first episode it was knives she had a pop at, even though the situation was not right. The second episode she had to go at Ryan for shooting robots, which she then killed anyway. So that made no sense whatsoever. And now she's having to go at mercy killings. I mean, was she just having to go at the fact that he was going to enjoy shooting the spider? Either way, it does seem a little twisted, but she's already let us know that she's not fine up here. She's still reassembling her personality. She still doesn't have a firm grip on who she is yet. So maybe that's part of it. Headcanon again, I prefer to think yes, that is so. I loved the Barb Hill. I loved the Trump trolling and the Ed Sheeran references. I liked the Ed Sheeran references, but I don't think there was any Trump trolling in this. The main villain said that he hated Trump and always had, but I think that was because they were business rivals. I think this was, you know, like a rivalry going back way before Trump's presidency. Anyone else think the spiders were kind of cute? Cat K? No. Yes, a lot of you mentioned that it was a kind of callback to John Pertwee's story, The Green Death. And I didn't even see that at the time, but you're right, it is. I'm not. I get a lot of stick for this in the Doctor Who community, but I'm not a big fan of the Third Doctor. Big fan of John Pertwee, not a big fan of the Third Doctor in his characterisation. So I kind of forget his episodes sometimes. But yes, it is very, very much like Green Death. And I think that's what, because after I read that comment and I realised that yes, it was. I think that's why I enjoyed it so much the second time round, because it felt more classic Who than it did on the first time round. I don't know. Right. Really? That's your username? Dickum and Lickum the V, Emperor of YouTube. You just created that to have people say your YouTube name. I think all the doctors are needy. Yes, I did mention that this doctor was a little bit needy. I did not mean that as an insult. I was just commenting on her emerging personality. That was all. They were just better at hiding it. The thing with reincarnation, the thing with regeneration is, and this is again is headcanon for me, the way I've always seen it is, the Doctor's brain can take in other people's faces and other faces that he sees in his travels or her travels. So when he or she regenerates, the regeneration, the brain can pick up on something and create a face that sort of kind of makes sense. It could be unique just because the brain knows how a face is constructed, or it could be something that it's, you know, an actual face that it's already experienced, as we saw here with Peter Capaldi. But no matter how hard the Doctor tries, she can never really, this is getting confusing, never really know a person's personality, the depths and complexities to an individual's personality. All the regeneration has to go on is the Doctor's own personality, making some things less or more important, pushing some traits of the Doctor's to the prominence and others to the back, as it were. So yes, all the doctors were needy in some small way, but this one seems particularly needy, and I think that fits because Peter Capaldi's doctor went through some rough times. One companion killed, another companion killed and turned into a Cyberman. The pain he went through of not being accepted by Clara at the beginning. The 12th Doctor went through a lot, so the 13th Doctor being a little bit needy does fit the continuity. Kind of. One last thing, someone commented on what did I think of Ryan's music or music choice. Well, the music was part of the narrative, so I've got no problem with that. And I will... Past Doctors would have just stuck the Sonic in the ground and created a pulse to attract the spiders. So jamming the music in there did kind of seem a little bit forced. But it fit the narrative. It was the right type of music because it had that regular beat and the strong bass which would have attracted the spiders through the floor. So it needed to be something of that genre or that kind of music. I do think that the writers missed a prime opportunity of switching the stereotype because they had a chance of twisting it on its head and like having him suddenly blast out Dolly Parton or Mozart or something like that. But then that wouldn't have fit the narrative. It had to be something like drum and bass or grime rap or something with that regular pulsing bass and beat. So kind of, I don't like that sort of music. That's not my sort of music. I can appreciate it for its artistic value, but it doesn't do anything for me personally. But as I said, it fit the narrative, so I've got no real problem with it, but I wish they'd stop doing that. And now we're going to get on with the Tsuranga Conundrum. I have no idea. It kind of sounds like it should be in two parts, like something from season 9, the Zygon inversion, the Zygon invasion, the Tsuranga Conundrum, the Tsuranga solution. I wonder if this is a two-part. It could be a two-part. It has kind of, the title kind of feels like it should be a two-parter, but probably not. Right, I'm gonna chop this up because I've just been rambling for far too long, and we're gonna get on with this and see what happens. He's writing them all, isn't he? Junkyard. Junk world.
We're never gonna find one.
Of course we are. I've programmed the detector specifically. I found 7 last time I was here.
And how long did that take you?
It could have been more than a month.
Month?
Unless that was Cephalin 59. I'm sorry. What's he found? Nobody move.
It's a bomb. It's a mine.
If I can keep it in temporal lock. No, it's too many sensors, it won't work. It was camouflage. This is someone's idea of a nasty joke. What is it? Sonic mine. It's counting down.
How long we got?
3, 2.
Whoa.
What you in for? Pregnant.
Why me? Yes, you are. Almost ready to pop.
How did you get like that?
On holiday. Got involved with someone, didn't take precautions, like an idiot.
So, what's that, 9 months?
No, last week.
Last week?
But
Only gift Anne. Male pregnancies last a week. Very intense.
Yeah, feels like forever. I'm a day overdue.
Vibrations. Too wrapped up in myself. Missed the vibrations.
on a ship.
Trying to break it to you gently.
Tsuranga. This isn't a hospital. It's a ship. And we're already in flight.
Tsuranga operates emergency medical transport. This is a quad zone rescue craft.
Like the Red Cross. You...
What's what?
Oh.
Not sure.
He's arrived.
Trouble in that story, chap.
Shield breach. No, wait, reconfiguring. Resealed and solid, but something breached it for a second.
I don't know your name.
I'm the doctor.
Are you
No.
kidding?
Sometimes. But not right now. Tell me the ship's structure, Astos, as quick as you can.
They've heard of her as
Central
well.
walkway goes all the way around. We have an assessment area in the heart, 3 patient pods, 1 emergency suite on the sides.
Because he's become very, very helpful.
Our job is basically keep people alive till we can get them to a facility.
Evacuation equipment?
2 life pods, port side and starboard. Maximum 5 per pod. We just...
It's using the lifeboat as a way into the ship. You know these territories, what can it be? Whoa, that thing can really move. It's heading from the port side to the starboard.
You take port, I'll check starboard.
No, too dangerous. You take port, I'll take starboard.
You're not in charge here. This is my craft. You are my patient and my responsibility, as is everyone else here. You're still recovering, you're still in pain. I'll check starboard, you check port side.
Don't like being told what to do.
Yeah, I'm getting that impression. Take a comm dot. Mably already has one. Stay off her channel while we work out what this is. She doesn't need to know about this yet. And if anything here so far, how about you?
Astos. The port side life pod. It's
Cold?
gone.
Oh.
Jettisoned.
Understood. Doctor, is
So he's
it?
getting rid of the
It's
life
inside this
supports.
pod.
Don't engage with it. Stay where you are. We need
So
you
he's
safe.
getting rid of the life pods and then it's going to attack the ship.
Astos, what's happening there?
The internal controls are broken. Enemy side.
Systems malfunction. Currently unavailable.
Hold on! I'm coming!
Evacuation critical.
Mably. Mably.
Astos, I'm just with a patient. Do you need something?
I'm sorry, Mably.
Whoa. Blew him up.
Astos! Astos!
What the hell is that?
Where's Astos?
Really?
What is that?
I don't know, but it's incredibly dangerous. It jettisoned the life pods. Hit the ship from the depths of space, so it can
It's
survive
a
a
junk
vacuum.
monster.
Doesn't need oxygen, and can digest pretty much whatever it wants, by the looks of things.
And it's got nerve.
It's just ate my Sonic!
Couldn't digest it.
Risk to life ultimate.
Oh dear.
On the plus side, I now feel very well informed. 7 minutes. Get everyone into the assessment area.
Why 7 minutes?
I need a moment to think.
It's like a gremlin.
See? He likes you guys.
Oh, and again.
You know it's a boy.
Of course it is. Boys give birth to boys and girls give birth to girls. That's how it is.
Know
Oh.
where we come from.
Oh, how's that work? Pics?
We all need to be in the assessment area at 6 minutes.
Keep this safe from the Pating. If this drive gets destroyed, the ship will lose propulsion, will drift endlessly while the Pating...
I get it. It won't be good. Stay with you.
No. General, my responsibilities.
Ronan, you're able to touch it without detoxifying you. That's useful to all of us, including me.
Of course, General.
Oh, of course. That's why he's a
Might
robot
need this.
for that.
Med blanket, sterilized barrier, 67th century technology. In case you need to pick anything up.
Dirkus.
We don't have time now. I've rigged a primitive piloting bypass combining pulse and neuro...
I'll do it.
Ever flown that way?
No? But you could talk me through it.
It takes people a dozen years to train.
I really need to spend more time in the 67th century.
I know how to do this. I'm not stopping now. Everyone's going to live, including me.
The creature is toying with us.
I've no idea what's really going on here.
I'll get it as far away from the drive as I can.
Be fast, the stun power will only last a few seconds.
Siobhan Chamberlain with a goal kick for England.
Really?
Okay, it's rigged.
Turkus. You're a
What?
genius. The energy. It doesn't want to kill us. It doesn't care about us. It wants the systems. It wants the power. It didn't go for Astos. It went for the life support systems in the life pod. It drained the lights and the power and my Sonic. It drains everything it eats. That little creature seeks out and feasts on energy.
Okay,
That's
so
why
what are you going to do about
Hamilton
it?
is here, pulsing with it in the wilds of space.
How is it?
Rough. But it'll work.
Take us in safely, General. Nice and calm.
Oh, what now?
Between denial, strike 3. After which, trick A.
What will we do with the Bating when we get to Rhesus 1?
Oh god, that was quick.
Nothing to worry about. I'll deal with the Bating.
Why are you going to do that?
And the bomb's going to detonate, so I'm just going to move it away from this room. Mind helping? Yes?
Oh, Sonic's working.
Self-rebooting.
There's a bomb in this room.
Right in here.
Oh, when did that...
Mobley said that Rhesus 1 would terminate the ship if they found a Pating on board. How would they do that? Too far
Oh,
for missiles.
good point.
Has to be the same for every Tsurangan rescue craft. It's built in. Self-detonation. Bingo. 10 points for Yasmin Khan. And yes, I am keeping score for all of you. Ronan, up your game. Jokes. Pick a number between 1 and 100. 51. Pentagonal number. Interesting. Get in that corner. What was the number for? Number of seconds before the bomb goes off. I moved it forward a bit.
You do it anyway.
Really? Get a shift done. Eat it. Wait for it. Absorbed every bit of energy. One massive, massive hit. Bye-bye, Bating. Intruder ejected.
Oh. Okay, now it's time for me to tell you what I thought of that episode. It was okay, I suppose. It had a lot of pace, a lot of intensity. Unfortunately, they showed the monster or the creature. Now, I liked the idea of the creature in concept. You know, something threatening them that wasn't really directly threatening them, but you know, eating the energy and feeding off the energy. I liked that idea, but then they showed the creature, and it looked like a mini Absorbalov, like very, very rubbery and not very realistic. Little bit silly. And that I didn't like. I think this would have benefited a whole lot more and been a whole lot more intense had they not shown the creature at all. That's my opinion. But otherwise, the music was good. I've got no complaints. It was your average sort of base under siege, but it's not really. It's a ship under siege, but same principle. Yeah, pretty fairly ordinary, classic Doctor Who kind of story, pretty much like last week's. You know, your Doctor Who trope. Didn't get any messages or anything like that through it. You know, the moralistic side of things, they seem to have knocked that off on the head a little bit for this episode, which I appreciate, because too much of that is annoying. So, you know, the episode was what the episode was. And, yeah, I thought it was all right. Not fantastic, not brilliant. As I said, I've got a few minor niggles with it. But on the whole, generally, pretty solid, pretty good. And I'm really getting to like Ryan. I'm really getting to like Graham. Yaz, still haven't really connected with her yet. But slow burners, and Chibnall is, you know, the master of the slow burn. So I'm assuming that the whole series is going to be one long, slow, getting to know you, sort of reintroducing the Doctor, allowing us time to get our pronouns right when referring to her. Yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this reaction video. And I will certainly watch this episode a couple more times, and as per usual, I'll give you my updated opinion of it next week. Until then, I thank you for watching. Thank you very much for all these wonderful people here that have made this video and other videos possible. I can't thank these people enough. If you want to get into that, visit my reaction, visit my Patreon page, and you will see what you can get. The full Doctor Who reaction. I hate self-promotion. Bye.